Joining us right now to talk more about that is Congresswoman Claudia Tenney of New York, a former small business owner. Congresswoman, it's good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us. And I know you're right back on a lot of talk about small business and about lending. We want to get into that. But first, let's talk about these tariffs. A good idea, or are you against it?
I tend to be more on Gary's side. Gary B's got the idea. I think that Trump's onto something. I penned an article last year, 2016, about the problem we have with China, not just the tariffs, hacking, what's happening overall in terms of currency. All these things affect small businesses. I'm a small business owner in upstate New York. And put together with all the things that China's doing, I mean, we're trying to move in a direction that we're kind of trying to correct this. And I think that's what you're seeing in the market. I'm hoping it's a correction. I hope Dagan's dire prediction here is not true.
What do you say about the fact that China's coming back now and saying, oh, really? Well, we're going to tariff you. And so now we are looking at a serious retaliatory story.
Yeah, I think it's true. But I mean, Kim Jong-un also reacted to President Trump to some strong language. But think about what's happening here, though. China actually has the biggest marketplace in the world that it wants to have access to, and that's the United States. We are where the consumers are, and so they want to get access to us, too. So that's something that they've got to weigh into their negotiations. Their business model, I think, is flawed in the end. We know that they've set up these state-run businesses, and that's how they operate. I mean, much like what's done in New York State under our current governor, but we know that kind of cronyism, that kind of setup of state-run businesses in the long run doesn't work, which is why I tend to favor that we've got to do something now. How long are we going to wait? How long are we going to let China cheat? How long are we going to, stealing our intellectual property from our steel companies and others? And I think that's what Wilbur Ross and the president are recognizing, and something has to be done, and maybe this is a very short-term pain that may end up being a long-term gain for us.
What about the uncertainty this creates for small businesses? You were a small business owner. You understand they're trying to make plans. Now they're saying, which of these 1,300 products is going to be hit by a tariff? How big is the tariff? That's very hard for a small shop to deal with. Is that a big concern here, or do you think that's very, very temporary?
Because prices will go up.
Right. It is a concern, especially for the smaller businesses. We have some of the smaller businesses in our area. We have a company called Share Manufacturing, which took over the old Oneida Limited, which went under and went to Asia with its manufacturing. They're dependent on purchasing steel as well. But I also have a number of companies in my district that also are steel companies, and they like to see a little bit of help. They used to buy all their steel from American-based companies, and now they're buying it from overseas. I do think we're going to see an adjustment in the market, but I think making tariffs in a more targeted way, using currency, looking at the tax reform is something that's going to be helpful to us in the long run, especially these pass-through businesses in my region, which is the order of the day. I mean, we know they produce most of the jobs. This is the only way you're going to bring the Rust Belt back. And I live in the Rust Belt of New York.
Well, Congresswoman, you bring up a very interesting point, and I think some people ignore it. We're China's biggest buyer.
Absolutely.
By almost 4 to 1. How can you have a trade war, an active trade war, with your biggest buyer?
And they already have a $375 billion surplus on us. I mean, we're at a $375 billion deficit.
Well, yeah.
So are they going to threaten that huge surplus with these tariffs?
It'd be like 3M selling tape to Walmart, having to trade more with Walmart. They buy a lot more tape than Walmart buys from 3M. So it'd be silly, wouldn't it?
I agree with you. I mean, we are the marketplace. Where are they going to sell their goods and services? They create these enormous state-owned businesses, these big plants and companies, fancy new equipment, and then they say, come in and we'll run these for you. Remember, people that move to China, they don't own their businesses. They're owned by the state. And so people have to recognize that this isn't a situation where you have, where you have this actual free market going on there. You have government-run industries against a supposed free market here in the United States, at least something we're trying to get back to.
All true, but they are still out this morning saying that they're going to put these retaliatory tariffs in place.